Here's a perfect example of how combat athletes should structure their training in the gym. First, after your warm-up, we should start with some speed and power exercises to get the nervous system going, as well as maximizing those fast twitch capacities before we get into the more fatiguing exercises. He's got a variety of throws here with great intent behind every single rep, and he's also got some lower body plyometrics here, focusing more on those reactive qualities rather than the max force outputs. Then, once you're done with speed and power, we move into the main strength block. Here, we're just working on raising our max strength ceiling. Then it's time to move into some supplementary lifts, whether that's upper body or some different lower body exercises. Here, Usyk's got a nice overhead press with the landmine, paired with a TRX row to work his shoulders and upper back. He even adds in some lighter supplementary work for those muscles, where he's got a bottoms up kettlebell press working more on that stability side of things, as well as a cable row where it seems like the focus is more on thoracic rotation or mobility rather than just max strength outputs. So even between his supplementary lifts, he's got max strength on one end and he's pairing that with some more resilience work as well. Then he moves into what looks like a finishing sequence, which is always a great time to add any extra core work in that you need. And just like here, Usyk's working on his posterior chain, hammies, glutes, lower back with the reverse hyper, as well as an anti-rotation movement just with the kettlebell pull through, where he's focusing purely on stiffness through his trunk. And then lastly, he's got the reverse crunch on the incline bench, which absolutely tortures your entire anterior chain all the way from your abs down to your hip flexors. The main takeaways from this session is just the really good structure that he has around his sequencing for the movements, but also even his exercise selection. You can see that every single movement has a purpose. There's nothing too fancy in there. It's just the simple stuff progressed well over time. And that's all you need in your strength conditioning sessions.